Hey, what's going on YouTube? Today I'm going to be going over my Rusttyranomon deck that I used in our video the other day. This deck is extremely fun if you can get it to work. Just trying to control the board with Rusttyranomon in general is really fun, and green being such a cheap Digivolution cost is also really advantageous. Right now the deck is this deck is not it's not a top tier deck, obviously. It's not even, I don't even think, a top two tier two deck. Maybe somewhere in the like tier three range, but it's still a fun deck to play overall. There's a couple fun combos you can do with it. Just getting out Rusttyranomon and controlling your opponent's board is overall really fun in general. So let's go ahead and just get right into the deck profile. We'll start with the babies, of course. So for this, I'm playing 3 Minomon and 2 Argomon. I would play a 4th Minomon. That would probably be the first change I'd start with if I was going to make any. The Argomon's nice for the 1 memory you get for unsuspending at the beginning of the turn. I think you guys saw me in the last video. I did miss it a couple times, but the nice thing about this is if you have the Mimi on board, you'll start your turn with 4 memory, and that's Rusttyranomon right off the bat. That's just one of his biggest problems is Rusttyranemon's a 4 cost to Digivolve, and that's just not very cost efficient, especially in a deck like Green. I mean, if you have Taiga on the field, he is a 3. But if you don't, it's like nice little combo if you're able to stay with 4. But Rustyranomon's another big weakness for him besides his Digivolution cost is his power. At only being 11k, we really need to try and buff him up to as high as possible. So the Minomon really comes in handy with that, giving him a base 1000 DP when he attacks a Digimon, which is all we want our Rusttyranomon to do is just attack over Digimon. So if I was gonna make any changes, I'd probably play a 4th Minomon. So we'll go ahead and get to the rookies. I believe we're playing 14. Obviously, like I said, we're trying to get as much power as possible. So 4 Agumons, that's just standard in every green deck. Yeah, there's nothing, there's nothing wrong with just having a base 1000 DP, extra DP during your turn. Next, we're going to be playing 4 Goblimon, just a cheap 2 cost is on play. If you need to swarm your opponent, you can't build big, you can't build tall, you can just build wide with your 2 cost. To add on to that, we're playing another 2 cost. We're playing the Argomon. Just nice cheap summoning. No real excuses, aren't not excuses. I'm sorry. No real complaints here. With this deck, we don't need to play Tentomon, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, this is just to help swarm the board. Really, the rookies they can be up to you how you want to play it. This is just how I prefer playing my green. And then last but not least, 2 Terriermon. Just an overall really good card, especially with a lot of decks right now out with like Imperial Dramon Blue that are using Hammer Sparks and anything, and Red Omnimon playing Biomon. It's just nice to not allow them to gain that extra memory at will. So that's my rookie lineup. Again, we're playing 12 or 14. Next, we're going to go to our champions, just 12 on them. Nothing crazy here. 4 Gargomon, 4 Kabuterimon. They're exactly the same card. For the Digimon that's on Digivolved on top of this game's a base 1000 DP for every suspended Digimon your opponent has. They're exactly the same card except for the play cost and the DP. Again, we're just trying to get our Rusttyranomon to as big as possible when attacking our opponent's Digimon. So, again, just standard in this deck. I couldn't really see playing anything else like a Vegemon or anything like that because we really just want to be able to see our power buffs, for our Rusty. And then just to finish that off, we're playing 4 Woodmon, just blockers, just in case we need to hold off trying to build. I mean, again, nothing crazy here, nothing out of the ordinary. So that's all our champions. Next, we'll go ahead and jump into our ultimates. I'm playing 10. I might cut 1 to try and make room for a tech card that I might want to play. So, start with, we're playing 4 Lilymon. Probably the best ultimate you can see in this deck. Just being able to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon without blocker when you attack is crazy, especially if you I mean, because this deck right now is just it's the overall idea is to control your opponent's board, just attacking over their Digimon, preventing them from really playing. As soon as they get something out on the board, just attack over it, suspend their Digimon, attack over it again. So again, Lilymon, awesome. And again, with green, it's the complete opposite of what black is. This deck is so cheap when it comes to Digivolution costs. You can just really control the memory gauge with green, especially if your opponent can't set up a tamer in the early game. So you can really control the memory gauge on your opponent. Next, we're playing 4 Rapidmon, just the power booster, just giving us an extra 1,000 DP. It's the same as Gargomon and Kabuterimon. We're just trying to again get our Digimon as big as possible when we attack. Next, we're playing Metal Tyrannomon. I'm mainly playing this because I'm also playing the Taiga. So this works in conjunction form. If we have the Taiga on the board and we have the Metal Tyrannomon and we Digivolve into him, we can make him a 1 cost. So that's nice. His other effect is if you attack over a level 6 Digimon, you can unsuspend that Digimon. So being able to unsuspend the Rusttyranomon after attacking a level 6 and then just attacking another Digimon on their board really helps, especially if you have Taiga. If you have Taiga, it gains piercing. So we're checking 2 security there. So that's nice. Next, the 3 megas or level 6s we're playing next to Rusty are 2 Boncho and 1 Mega Gargomon. This is really up to preference. I would say just play how you think your locals or the tournament you're entering is going to be. And my locals, we have a lot of bigger Digimon like Imperial Dramon, Ragnalordmon, Red Omnimon at my local. So I prefer to play the 2 Boncho Stingmon because he just in my instances it benefits me more. But if you find that you don't play against a lot of people that run decks like that, they run Shine Greymon and whatnot, I would switch out the Boncho for another Mega Gargomon because the Mega Gargomon is a really good card. If you can set him up properly and on Digivolution, just suspend a Digimon and they can unsuspend during their next turn. So it's a really good card. Again, it's just up to preference. Whatever you feel like would benefit you more where you play that. Next, we're playing 4 of the big boy himself, Rusttyranomon. Again, I just really wish this card was maybe 1,000 DP more or at least a 3 cost to Digivolve. I really don't understand why he has to be a 4 cost and be 11,000 DP. It really makes it hard that if your opponent doesn't have a lot of Digimon on their board and we can't suspend them, or if they don't have a whole lot of Digimon on their board, he's really weak because we can't suspend them. We can't make him stronger with our power boosters. Or if your opponent has a lot of Digimon on their board and we can't suspend them, we can't make him bigger. And right now, there's a lot of Digimon that they're being played right now that are just 12 DP and higher. And he just can't get over them if we can't find a way to make him bigger. And that's the whole idea with him. He's just such a cool card. I really wish we could make this deck a little bit better. Again, I'm open to any suggestions. What you guys think? Maybe we should make some changes to this. I mean, he's got such a cool effect. When you have a green tamer in play, this Digimon can attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. So that's really good. And then when this Digimon deletes one of your opponent's Digimon in battle and survives, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. So if you really can get this going with a Metal Tyrannomon and you just start attacking over, you're going to start gaining. You're going to start plussing very quickly with this card. But again, it's just hard to try and play this card, especially after the ban list that we received in April. There was one card that I'm sure you guys all know that got set to 1 that I was extremely upset with. That we saw that we barely got to play with this card for maybe 2 weeks before it got banned, and it's just unfortunate that we didn't get a chance to play it longer. So let me go ahead and get these cards put away real quick, and we'll go ahead and go to our tamers and option cards, guys. So next we're going to be going over our tamers. I do play 4 tamers. I'm playing 2 Taiga and 2 Mimi. Seeing Mimi I would really like to bump this up to 3 if I can find the space. Maybe remove an ultimate somewhere. I'm not sure where. I would try and make the space for this. Maybe even get rid of one rookie. But I really, if you don't see Mimi, it hurts because you really need the 3 memory to start. And she's just such a good card by herself in any green deck. If you're not playing this in a green deck, there's something wrong. Just because she can net you so much advantage, especially so early on. The Taiga can make the Rust Tyrannomon and the Metal Tyrannomon one less cost. He also, if they have Tyrannomon in the name, they gain piercing. So again, just more advantage with our Rust Tyrannomon as we play. So really good cards. If I can, I would like to make space for a third Mimi just to see her more consistently. Next, our option cards. 2 Flower Cannon. Just overall general good card. Again, another staple for green. If you're not playing Flower Cannon, then are you really playing green? And then the best card in Digimon, no doubt about it, our hidden potential discovered. I was so excited when we first saw this card. I knew we could make this work in Rust Tyrannomon because we could summon it for free. But then Bandai said no. So not having this card at 4 really hurts this deck because he costs so much to Digivolve for no reason. He's not that good of a card, Bandai. Why is he a 4 cost to Digivolve? He's just a nice little cool fun card to play with. He's not broken. He's not generally better than any other card. It's just a cool card to play, and I understand this card can be super abused in Sarismon Green and all kinds of other green decks, but not being able to play this at all for a full format really sucks. But it is what it is. I mean, as long as we have it at 1, we're gonna play it at 1. If we see it, we see it. If we don't, we don't. But seeing it is extremely advantageous. It can literally change games. It can change the momentum of games. So it's a very good card. So that's Rust Tyrannomon Green, guys. If you have any suggestions or anything you guys think we could change here, let me know. And if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. And again, thanks for watching, guys.